Welcome to Real Deal Sports Show, Day 3, Wednesday. We getting it in here in downtown New Orleans, Louisiana at the are getting bigger each day here, right, J-GILLZ?
Absolutely, man. You already know, broadcasting live right here at the Ernest N. Memorial Convention Center, Radio Row, Super Bowl 59. We got a special guest in the building right now. I know everybody right now is trying to get to these sports events. We got some major trades in the NBA. We got Kendrick Lamar and SZA going on concert. So we had to, for our local and listening audience, get my main guy from StubHub, you know, the premium ticket outlet, StubHub.
That's right.
I use them all the time. Adam, introduce yourself, tell us exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, Adam Budelli, StubHub spokesperson here just to talk about obviously the big game and then anything else. Obviously this is a great time of year where you're hearing a lot of concerts come on tour, and it's exciting to kick off 25 in a good way.
Absolutely, you can't go wrong with that. How is the ticket situation? Last year we spoke to you in Vegas, and there was a big commotion about the Taylor Swift shows and people not being able to get the actual the tickets. Have that been rectified since a year ago, Adam?
Taylor Swift is certainly behind us, although she will be attending once again as the Kansas City Chiefs are there, and that's where some of the narrative started. It was like, is there Chiefs fatigue? I'd say the good news is, if you are searching for a ticket right now, is it's a little bit more approachable with the get-in price starting right around $3,000. That's a great opportunity to purchase a Super Bowl ticket. I know that it still sounds crazy, but based on historical numbers, that's a good opportunity.
Exactly. Scared money don't make no money. So if you're down with it, you get your $3,000. You pony up to the table for per ticket. That's per ticket, right?
That is.
That's right. So hey, you gotta be ready. You gotta be in it to win it, right, J-GILLZ?
Absolutely. And I want to know what makes. You guys got me already when you talk about StubHub being a premier ticket outlet. What makes StubHub better than the rest of the competition? I'm not gonna say their names, because they're not paying, but it's plenty of them out there, with premium prices. What is the reasoning why StubHub is, top of the line?
Yeah, look, we've been around for 20 plus years, and our biggest focus, especially when you think about Super Bowl and these marquee events, is we have a massive team just behind the scenes on trust and safety, and so every ticket is 100% verified. I just can't go to our website and list a Super Bowl ticket. I have to show proof of purchase and quite a few other things, and so we're really do that for all events, and that's why we're trusted behind our Fan Protect guarantee, just to ensure that when you buy on StubHub, you have a great experience from the time you're searching to the time you get into the game itself. Or concert.
Absolutely. Now, you're talking about this $3,000. Now, that's for the top of the line nosebleed seats. That's the last row. What about these suites, man? Talk to us about the suites.
Suites are typically guarded pretty closely by the NFL, so you don't always see them back in the secondary market. There's always rumors of what those prices are, so I don't want to speculate, but they are certainly not $3,000 and significantly more, especially with just the access to people you'd run into in the suite level. But to get into like the lower bowl, if you're looking for that kind of 100 level ticket, those are going to be roughly in that like $6,000 to $7,000 range, depending on maybe a little cheaper end zone, but obviously a little bit more premium as you get closer to the 50.
Wow.
There you go. That sounds like some options there. And what about other shows throughout the year? Like you said, the concert season is about to quickly be upon us again. What's your advice to people on getting their tickets? Should they get them really early, right away, as soon as they go on? Or what's the best way to work with StubHub?
Yeah, we always recommend for the fans to actually wait. So certainly there's all that pent-up demand when you know the tour dates are going to be announced and there's the public on sale. Typically that's the most expensive time to buy.
Right.
Wait a little bit. In many cases you're talking about 5 to 6 months out. A few months out, that might be actually the best time to buy before when fans don't really remember that it's coming. But certainly wait, let that kind of initial wave go through, and then start monitoring the prices there about a month out.
That's a great question, Rad, man, because, like I said, when I'm doing my StubHub, sometimes I can find a cheaper ticket an hour before the show. So is there like a market? Is there like what are the analytics behind that? When is the best time, if you're in a rush to try and, like, what is that analytical?
Yeah, there's not a perfect answer. Historically, when you're thinking about a regular season, especially if it's like a baseball, tons of tickets available. Highly potentially purchase that a little bit earlier, but in general, regular demand event, it's fun. The Beyonce tour, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, for sure.
We've seen wild sales already from Morgan Wallen. That's where you're going to have to start playing a little bit more of that supply and demand game, and understanding that waiting till the end might not always be the best opportunity for you.
And on the other side, the guys purchasing tickets and then reselling them. What's the average cost of, to really maximize your potential? And that's a whole business in itself, really.
Certainly, and look, it's always hard to understand, like, they're playing a game themselves, and that's also a great opportunity of why sometimes you see some of the prices go, because more often than not, anyone that purchased a ticket trying to resell would rather sell it for something than nothing. So that does provide a little bit, but that's why, again, it's really about supply and demand. When you see some higher prices, it's not necessarily about manipulation. It's just there's that many people shopping and driving that kind of demand overall.
Wonderful.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate.
To let you know, big game today. Obviously, Sunday. Mahomes and Allen. No, not Allen. Sorry, Rad, man.
Man, you were just want to rub it in, J-GILLZ. I know where you're coming from.
It's
Man,
Mahomes
come on.
And Jalen Hurts. I didn't want to hurt you too bad. But who are you picking for the big game?
As a 49er fan, I'm hoping for a tie, so neither one can win. But, at some point, you got to root for history. I know that's not popular in today's culture, but, Mahomes has had a great run. It'd be exciting to see them kind of continue this Super Bowl window for them. So I guess I'll root for them.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Adam. We appreciate your knowledge about StubHub. And you heard the people right away. Wait. Don't buy right away. Wait closer to the event. Once again, Real Deal Sports Show brought to you by Pappy's Wine. The fun starts here with Pappy Wine. Oh, man, check them out. Rock Palm Brokers, Advantage Federal Credit Union. Check out our sponsors as well. Like us on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to the show. Also, watch us on television on the OnStage Plus television network on all major streaming platforms. And we'll be right back with our next guest.
And welcome back to the Real Deal Sports Show, where we broadcasting live each and every day right here in New Orleans. Man, Super Bowl 59 has got some unexpected guests. As you already know, y'all can catch us on YouTube, Real Deal Sports Show, each and every Saturday morning on WLGZ HD2. And Rad, man, we got a special guest in the building, ain't that right?
That's right. Malcolm Jenkins, former NFL player. Saw him in that Super Bowl playing for the Saints in that upset of the Indianapolis Colts. That was a hell of a game.
Yeah, that was my first one.
That was your first one? Yeah.
I got second Super Bowl too.
And that was with the Eagles.
Yeah, against another GOAT, Tom Brady.
Wow. And how was it in those games playing in it? What is it that these guys are going to be feeling on Sunday morning, getting ready to go to get out on the field?
Yeah, for the guys who've never been there, like my rookie year was when I lined up against Peyton Manning, and I was nervous. You know how much you put into it. You know how much the city wants to win, and you carry some of those nerves onto the field. But my second time around, and for those guys who've been there before, you come in with a much more settled demeanor. You understand that once the game kicks off, it's the same rules, it's the same field, it's the same ball, same thing you've been doing since you was a kid. And you don't need to make it any bigger than that. And you focus on playing the game. So right now it's Wednesday. All the teams are trying to figure out how to get back into their normal routine as if they were back home, and ignoring all of the distractions. But that's easier said than done.
Absolutely. And what did it mean to the city of New Orleans for that win? Back then in 2010, what did it mean?
It meant everything. It was maybe 4 or 5 years after Katrina. This was the first Super Bowl for the city that is going to ride for their team regardless, and they was in the stadium with the Aints, the paper bags on their heads.
Yeah, it's for real.
So to come from that and to bring that championship home the way that we did that year, I think just meant the world to the city.
So when the guy ran it back, Tracy Porter ran it right back at me. Because everybody was thinking, "Oh, here come Manning, here they come."
Yeah.
And you guys got that pick six, right?
Yeah, we're underdogs coming into that game too, and I think that is what this city relates to, is kind of being a small market, team that people like to come have fun here, but they don't really invest too much time. They don't really pay attention to what's happening. So to bring this city to the main stage and execute it against the best quarterback, in the league at that time, as an underdog was huge.
Now I understand you were at the art collection. You like art?
Oh, I love art.
How'd you get into art?
You familiar with Ernie Barnes?
Oh yes, yes.
Right.
That's one of my wife says she works at an art museum.
There you go. Yeah.
So that's one of her favorite artists.
Right. Yeah. So it's one of mine as well. I grew up seeing all of his works, and then once I found out that he was also a former football player, played in the NFL, it just really opened my mind to what it looks like to kind of redevelop yourself or to grow outside of the game. And I'm traveling all over the place. I love speaking with artists, even guys I really looked up to in the NFL. I find out are art collectors, Larry Fitzgerald, the Kelvin Beachums of the world. These are guys who were my mentors, and now I have an opportunity. I feel like a responsibility to our stories and to make sure that our stories are seen by us. Because
Absolutely.
there's so much work right now, and that's happening, phenomenal work, and the collectors do not look like us. So what I've been doing is taking kids from Philadelphia, bringing them to the art museum to see installations, and then this weekend we're doing I'm flying in 7 artists like New Orleans. The artists and the athletes are the heroes of this community, and so I think it's a great opportunity for us to showcase the power of art in sports and how we can use it to transform our environments.
Malcolm obviously retired in 2021, 13-year career. At what point did this passion for art, is this something that, have you always been doing it? You talking about just now after the game, you know what I mean? So far it's been 3 or 4 years after the game, you've been able to dive all into the community. At what point did that start where you said, at what point in your career did you say, what am I going to do after this? How did that process go for these younger players out here?
Yeah, I think for me, I started a lot of this stuff while I was playing. I was collecting, I started a bunch of businesses, and now that I'm done playing football, what I'm able to do is take that same energy and passion that I have for the game and aim it at the things that I love. So I've been spending a lot of time in business, a lot of time in my foundation, and a lot of time in the art world, because I see those as potential opportunities for me to positively impact my community. And I think the more and more we talk about those things, the more awareness we bring around them, then the more our kids and our youth look to embrace those things as solutions and options moving forward.
And lastly, we're talking about Mahomes. This is a big deal. You beat Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. What does it mean to a Philadelphia Eagles team to just come and beat the greatest right now? What does that mean?
If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I think you want it that way, right? You when you want to wear the crown, you put the king on the top of the hill and let's go take it. And I think that's the mentality I had when we had to go beat Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. You have to believe these people are human. They could be beat like anybody else, and we got to be the team to do it.
What do you think the outcome's going to be on Sunday? How do you think it's going to go?
I think the Eagles will bring it home. I think Saquon Barkley will be the MVP, and I think the Eagles defense, I think all they need to do is get they need a couple turnovers. They take the ball away once or twice. I think it plays very much into the Eagles' hands.
Absolutely, because you got to take the clock. Don't have Mahomes.
You got to control the game. You got to take some possessions away from them.
Everybody seems to want to control the game, and then when it gets to the fourth quarter, they stop. Like Buffalo had it there for a minute. Missed on that fourth down. And
in the fourth quarter he's going to come alive.
Exactly.
There's no keep away with him in the fourth quarter. So you got to dominate the game and control the game enough in those first 3 quarters to be able to survive that surge. And then you get to the fourth quarter, everything's on the line. You do what you got to do.
Absolutely. And thank you. So how can people get in contact with you regarding your foundation?
My foundation, we do work all around the country, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and New Jersey. You can follow us, figure out all of our work on themalcolmjenkinsfoundation.org or tmjf.org. You can volunteer, you can donate, and see our schedule, all the work that we're doing across those communities.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking time out your busy schedule to come on Real Deal Sports Show, sponsored by Pappy Wines. The fun starts here. Also, On Stage Plus Television, On Stage Plus Television Network, and streaming on all major outlets. Like us, subscribe to us on YouTube, Real Deal Sports Show, and we'll be right back with our next guest.